Burnout, how to realize it, how to prevent burnout before it's even too late, and how to break free from burnout. Everything will be covered in today's simple video. Who am I to talk to you about that? My name is Josh Wusser and I'm a biohacker for entrepreneurs. So I literally make people healthy on a personalized way. And I'm a deep researcher in human psychology and human physiology. I work with doctors, medical advisors, and psychologists all over the world, and we want to revolutionize the whole industry and want to make real scientific, no scam, no fluff advice for every single human being. And we start with you, the entrepreneurs. So most entrepreneurs get burnout, but not only entrepreneurs. Every single human being can be affected by that, but it's most likely for high performers and entrepreneurs. Why? Because we, as entrepreneurs, are most likely, affected to stress. We have the most stress and the most chaos in our life. When you have a business, when you have a high performing task, a deadline to hit, you know what stress is and you know what it means. And when now the stress gets chronic, then it is actually bad. Stress can be explained by releasing cortisol. Cortisol is not in general a bad hormone. You might heard about cortisol prior, but it is not always bad. Without cortisol, you actually can't wake up. Cortisol is actually the hormone that helps you to wake up, to affect your body, and to make you sharp, and to higher your blood pressure, you higher your focus, and to make you actually a awakened human being. So high cortisol is not that bad, but chronic high cortisol that actually happens over the time with stress, that is something that is bad. When you sleep low, bad cortisol. When you have a bad nutrition, bad cortisol. When you always be in your dark room for 12 hours for 7 days straight, bad for your stress. You know what is bad for your stress, okay? I don't want to tell this to you, okay? And when that is now paired with low dopamine, then that means that your motivation collapse and burnout can be there. And low dopamine literally means that your dopaminergic systems are either fried or they are too low, that you have too little reward. So this either can be that you have now chronic stress all day long, so that you need to work on the goal. And for example, you have a deadline to hit in 21 days, and you do this and you do this, and for 18 days straight now, you now instead of working towards your goal, you scroll on TikTok and you are fried with dopamine. And you always get the dopamine instead from work, get the dopamine the from the scrolling or from the video gaming you want to do, from the high dopaminergic tasks you do that are physiological, not good towards goal achieving because they are higher dopaminergic than other tasks. That is literally facts, okay? So this is the first option. So either you and then what happened? Of course, when you only have 3 days and you didn't work for 18 days, good stress. You have chronic stress, and then you didn't hit your deadline. And then you failed in your business. Your business lose money, and then you get more stress, and then you scroll more because your brain wants more gratification. And then you burn out, you collapse, and for 2 months straight you can't do anything. That is option number one. How you actually can burn out. Option number two is same stuff. You have chronic stress, have a deadline to hit, have something hard, have chaos, have a lot of hard work, have trauma, something miracle happened into your personal life, and when you don't have any reward, then it gets painful too. So when you now do the opposite, you are in monk mode, you don't scroll on the internet, you actually don't do anything that is high dopaminergic, and you only fail, you only suffer, you only watch videos, no one watches those videos, you only be on sales calls, no one wants to buy from you, you only ask for partnering, no one wants to partner with you, you only launch products, no one wants to buy a product, and you are in monk mode. When you do this for a long enough time, then you will burn out too. So these are the two ways you can burn out, and you can prevent it actually. And the first and most important thing is actually for the first part, for the chronic cortisol part, and something that actually can delay your chronic cortisol, and that is, taking care about your physical health, your physiology. 80% of the things, 80% of the output can be made by proper sleep, proper nutrition, proper diet, proper nutrition is the same, sorry, proper exercise, and proper mental work. That means breathing exercises, some hard work to do, something that brings your prefrontal cortex in action. Have a great nutrition, shit in, shit out. Have a great sleep, that should be the foundation of everything. And have physical activity, because most of the time when you're a high performer, well, besides you are active athlete, then you should have a physical component, because we as human beings are physiologically made to have activity. And when we sit here for 12 hours in our desk, well, guess what? We are actually doing not so great stuff for our body. So reset your physiology. Physiology. You get it, okay? Step number 3. Step number 3 is rebuild with micro wins. So this is actually for the other part of burnout. So when you have now this constant failing, but being in the zone, that is actually a good part, okay? That is actually what most of the entrepreneurs should do. Being constantly in the zone and constantly doing hard work, and failing more than achieving and failing more than succeeding. But then you also have a risk for burnout. And the only thing you can avoid this is have micro wins. So whenever you launch a product, whenever you get more views, whenever you do that, think about that you are closer to your goal, and think about for who you are doing it. So these tiny consistent wins, that everyone is talking about, actually help you to avoid burnout. Not to satisfy you and give you more dopamine when you scroll on social media. So this dopaminergic task, this false dopamine, I don't know. It is not properly explained, saying false and right dopamine and true and fake dopamine, but you get it. The non-work correlated or non-goal correlated dopamine, like watching nasty videos, playing video games, this should be generally avoided. And then adding up tiny wins throughout your day. For example, monitoring your focusing day. Here, I can show this to you. That is what I do right now. Oh, you are back again. Hello. You are. Yeah. I'm right now monitoring my focus hours throughout the day and my distractions. So for each focus hour, I will have a line. I will draw a line, and for each distraction hour, I will draw an X, and not hour. Sorry, for each distraction that comes through my mind and that I didn't control with my impulses, I draw an X. Okay, and whenever I control something with my impulses, I remove it. Okay, and I see here on a big picture, I have days with bad focus hours, but then I have days with awesome focus hours. Then I have days with bad distraction or impulse control and with good. And the goal is for the whole month to be better in average than the beginning. And then I compare this. Then I have a sheet for that, and I compare this to the next level, and I compare this to the previous month, and I always want to get better. So I gamify or create this little gamification of my life, of my focus and my distraction, the only two components that are actually essential, because you want to do the action, and the only thing that helps you to track this is the focus hours, the time you spend doing the focus work, and distractions that actually hinders you from doing it, the not impulse control. Everything else is unnecessary. And when you have the healthy baseline, when you have someone who once told you what is healthy, what is good for you, what is bad for you, what is good for your body, what is not so good for your body, everything is good. So then number four is the systemized rest. And I mean by that you should take days off. You should take days off when you are like this here, like no dopaminergic tasks at all while working, and having the small wins. And you should take days off even though you have a deadline to it. Because I can tell you this, taking days off will make your next days so much more productive than if you don't take days off or evenings off. For example, I'm right now in a state where I can't take complete days off because I have to produce a lot, I have to work on a lot of things at a similar time. I have to do stuff. I have to literally work every single day, 12 hours per week. Sorry, it's 12 hours for every single day minimum. And I do this, but I can't do this every day because then, chronic stress, low dopamine, because your system can't control. Your system is always in tunnel and you can't, actually enjoy your success. You are only in tunnel vision, then you are about to burn out too. I did this. I did the first version. I did the second version, and now I take micro rest. For example, I take rest for evenings. Me and my girlfriend, for example, we want to spend our to a birthday party, a shared birthday party in 3 days, and on Friday, and I will only work till 3 p.m. I know that sounds ridiculous for some of you who only work 40 hours per week, but for me that is an easy work day. So I have rest day during the day. I don't need to go to the gym. So I work from 7 or 8 to 3 p.m. That means 7, 8 hours. That is easy day. You need to have off days too. So the brutal truth is that is step number 5. You don't have too much on your plate. You just have a broken system. And step number 4, to revisit it, is they need to systemize the rest. Systemize off days, systemize holidays, systemize non-negotiable recharge blocks. Systemize times where no meetings, no one can talk to you, where you just have you time. There are substances out there who can help you with your focus, but only for limited time. And after that, you need to recharge even more. Okay? You know most of these, but some of them work excellent too. And that is with every single enhancing supplement, substance, and the higher the output, the higher the risks. And the higher the output, the more rest, the more recovery you need. And the higher your brain now puts out, the more stress you have, the more, and not only in time, the more effective your recovery techniques should be. So that should be the reason why you should, don't eat bad stuff every single day while you're working. Besides work, you can do it. Don't be on social media too much. Don't play video games. You don't do this because you want to, train, you want to, stay hard and all of that. No, you want to avoid burnout because these are stressors that can be avoided, and you know that the goal is the most important thing you have, and the only way to achieve it is to do everything not stressful when you're not working and everything stressful when you're working. So, and the work is the only stressful thing you should have. So remember that. There might be times where you watch a TV show. Do that. Especially when you have a social life. Do it. It is normal. Because social life you will most likely have with normal people. With non-entrepreneurs or with people who are not that hardworking than you. They are not worse than you. They are actually cool because you like them. To do something with them. But keep in mind that you are about to burn out when you do that all the time because the work needs to be done and you can't, crush your cortisol into so high level that it gets chronically high and that you have bad time. Because after that you will feel bad for 3 months and I don't recommend this to you. So keep the information and rethink everything and act. That's the last thing I want to share with you. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.